Hi, Herc. Big news. United States set to host FIFA's expanded Club World Cup in 2025. The tournament will feature 32 teams, up from the 7 participating in this year's edition. 12 from Europe, 6 from South America, 4 from CONCACAF, Asia, Africa, Oceania, plus 1 team selected from the host country, Inter Miami Messi. Let's hear more from the man with the plan, Gianni Infantino, FIFA president.
Well, I believe that North America and of course United States, as part of it, will host an incredible men's World Cup in 2026. Preparations are well on track there as well. The excitement is starting, and seeing how the game of football or soccer is growing in the United States, we felt at the council unanimously that it's the right decision to bring the best clubs of the world in July 25, 32 clubs, including all winners of all Champions Leagues all over the world over the last 4 years, to play in the first and the greatest club competition in the world. They will be united in the United States, and this will give another impetus to the growth of the game, which will reach, I'm sure, in the next couple of years, completely different levels in North America.
Herc, it feels like big news. Is it something, nothing, or everything for MLS and Liga MX teams?
Well, this is everything of the BS I've been hearing. Did he say the biggest club competition in the world? That it would be the biggest club competition? Did the Champions League cease operations? What's going on here? Are they no longer funded? What is going on here? I mean, let's not kid ourselves to why this is happening.
Okay.
It's the dollars. They want the dollars. Dollar bills, y'all. That's what they want. Can they be the biggest club competition in the world? No, they cannot. Now, what I will argue is this makes sense for FIFA in multiple fashion. The money, the TV rights, attendance. I've played in a Club World Cup. My Club World Cup was in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. There was nobody there. There was nobody in the stands in the Club World Cup I played on. It felt cheapened to an extent. It didn't have the glamour that you would expect a World Cup to have. Nobody paid attention to it in those countries. Here in the States, yeah. If you say Real Madrid's going to be there, if you say a team like Man City will be there, if you say the Seattle Sounders, Tigres, if you say teams like that will be, yeah. People are going to show up. I get it. It's the dollar bills. Here's where it's, I would say, crucial for football in North America, not just the U.S., but football in North America. We are on the heels, right now we are completing a 2023 Gold Cup. There will be a 2024 Copa America, a 2025 Club World Cup, and who knows, maybe even a Confed Cup in there, the national team tournament that we once got to enjoy. Maybe that'll be in there as well. And then the 2026 World Cup, a potential 2027 Mexico and U.S. World Cup, and then the Olympic Games in Los Angeles 2028. You're embarking on what could be the most important 5-year stretch in North American football, that if you don't maximize, capitalize on something like those events, not just in this country, but in this region, North America, I repeat, North America, if it won't be big after that, it'll never be big.
Well, plus we're going to have the end of Lionel Messi's career happening in that run-up as well. So yeah, a huge couple of years. I think the big question here is how serious will the European teams take it, right? Because if you're going to tell me that Major League Soccer teams are going to have real competitive matches against European teams, that's rocket fuel for the league. It's not just for MLS, it's for Liga MX as well. Because you look at this, it looks like about 5 teams probably, let's be honest, from mostly MLS and Liga MX are going to get these spots. So 5 of 32 teams gives your teams a chance not just to play games in a group phase, but maybe even to get out. This is going to be a World Cup tournament, maybe make a run. If you have competitive games, that really means something. I think the question here is, will these clubs in Europe treat it like that? Will they see it as what you're saying, Herc, which is a cash grab? But from the North American perspective, this is undoubtedly massive for MLS teams, massive for Liga MX. You can't overstate what it's going to mean for these teams to be playing real games against a Real Madrid, a Manchester United, not just from a marketing and all that standpoint, but from a visibility MLS might have some visibility globally. Liga MX has zero visibility globally. This is going to help Liga MX a lot if its players can get some good games against the biggest clubs in the world in a real tournament. That's massive.
It is massive, and you talked about how seriously these teams in Europe will take it. It's June, July, he said. Remind me again where these teams will be June, July.
Well, they'll be in the United
Most of them
States.
will be coming back from vacation. Well, yeah, but what I'm saying, most of these teams are like in vacation, coming off national team gigs, whatever. I've been in these positions where one time, my Club Santos played on a Friday. After our game Friday night, we jetted, private jet, to Las Vegas to play against Real Madrid on a Sunday. Our starters, we played 45 minutes against Real Madrid starters. They're in their preseason. When I say we work them because they don't care, because they're in preseason mode, because they're in this great city. They're trying to just gain fitness. It's one thing when they're fit and you can say they're like, this is true talent and they're just going to take over and they're going to beat the snot out of you. I get it. But when these teams aren't motivated, when there's no incentive for them, they're just going through the motions. So I'm 100% with you on what you're saying.
You know what I wonder, Herc? What happens to Leagues Cup? You know, you just keep adding games and games and games. Leagues Cup. I mean,
I'm sorry. It sounded like you said Leagues Cup.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be Major League Soccer Liga MX's big event. And now you've got the Club World Cup where supposedly the best teams would be in that. I mean, you're going to have to make a choice somewhere. I know everybody wants to get rid of the Open Cup, which we're not going to allow here on Futbol Americas. But, I mean, there has to be a limit for the players as well.
Well, no. Seb, the Open Cup isn't going to... Nobody's getting rid of the Open Cup. Just Major League Soccer teams will stop participating in the Open Cup. That's the difference here. And when it comes to Leagues Cup, I mean, it's going to happen like Campeones Cup. They're just going to shove it in somewhere. And speaking of...
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.